Welcome back to another episode of Mom Talk. I think we left off with y'all in our personal lives last time with Mason was going to have his first field trip.
Yeah.
To the zoo.
We did it.
We went. I want to hear about it.
So he was super excited because he does not get to ride a school bus in his everyday life. So he got to ride a school bus to Nashville. He was super excited. And I volunteered to go too.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
It's an hour away.
Right. And so I went and we got there, like all the chaperones got there way before the bus got there.
Yeah.
So they got there and his class is a smaller class, I feel like. I only had him and one other kid. And we just got to walk around and do whatever we wanted.
Oh, so she split up the class for y'all, but it's so small and there were so many chaperones. You just had...
I just got one extra kid.
Okay. Easy.
So it's just me, Mason, and his friend walking around. So it was fun. We had about an hour.
That you could just go?
That we could go around because the bus was a little late getting there. So we only had about an hour to see stuff before we had to be back at the field to like eat lunch with everybody.
Did you feel like you made it through some good stuff?
We made it through some good stuff. I mean, we did like the petting zoo, and anybody who knows me, I hate goats, and that's like primarily what's in there.
Did you go inside?
I had to. I was with these children.
I would just shoo them on in.
No, I went in and like I was like, there, goat. They have little brushes. You can brush the goats. There's some like, 200-year-old tortoises in there.
Oh, right.
You can't pet them, but
it's been a minute since I've been in there. Can you feed them?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if they bite your hand off or what, but no.
Okay.
They have a pig.
Oh, that's new.
But you can't touch the pig. So the only thing you can touch are the goats.
In the petting zoo.
In the petting zoo, and they're just free roaming all around you. Like, I'm a little sweaty talking about it. I'm not lying.
That's gross.
So, yeah, we did the petting zoo part, and his friend that we were with really wanted to see the flamingos.
That is also a favorite of mine.
And I was like, okay, I'm down. And they're really close to the petting zoo.
I was going to say, I feel like that's closer to the end with the way we usually go around, so.
Yeah, we did that. We found the flamingos. And I was like, oh, have you ever been to the zoo before? Talking to the friend. And the friend was like, no, this is my first time. So I was like, we have to run. We have to do it all.
I know. We got to get through this place.
Yeah. And the friend was like, will you buy me some water? Can we take a seat? I was like, am I really pushing you to your limits right now?
I think you walk fast, Victoria.
Mason is used to it, I guess.
I was going to say, her little legs, she's probably running with you.
Maybe. She was super sweet, though. And then, we went back. We had our lunches. And then you could dismiss your kid, like, from their teacher at the zoo. So I did. And then Mason and I just walked around and did stuff.
So you could have more time, yeah.
That's smart. And they were getting ready for, like, Boo at the Zoo and Zoolumination. So, like, all the Christmas and Halloween stuff both were, like, getting set up.
Would you take your kids back for that stuff?
No.
Okay, no. I've never done Boo at the Zoo, and I've never done Zoolumination, but I also feel like the Illumination is newer.
Yeah. I just think it's too many people and crowded, and I don't want to do it, honestly.
Yeah, and dark.
Yeah, and, like, can you see any animals? Like, if I'm going to the zoo...
Yeah, that's what
you're
going
for. I
can
see lights other places.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the zoo for that.
I did wonder, like...
it's a cool concept, I guess.
Is it, like... Can you go see the other animals, or you're just looking at lights?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either.
But they were getting all that set up, so I was like, Mason, take a look, because we're not coming to this. All of their little token machines were down.
To do, for like the carousel?
Yeah. And so the carousel man just let us ride on, which is super nice.
Thank you.
But then I asked another mom on the field trip, I was like, hey, she was in line to do zip line. I was like, or whatever that thing's called.
Like a screaming eagle or something.
Yes. I was like, all the token machines are down. Like, how are we doing this? And she's like, you have to go all the way back to the entrance and get a wristband for $11.
No.
I was like, oh, no.
If I go back to the entrance, I'm leaving.
That's where the exit is. I was like, do you really want to do this, Mason? Like, if you do, I will go get a wristband. He's like, nah. I was
Thank
like,
goodness.
And, like, it was a genuine no. Like, if it was a no because he felt bad, I would have done it. Mm-hmm. He did not. He was like, can we get some Dippin' Dots and can I get a bubble sword?
Yes.
I was like, absolutely, it's $500.
We'll take it.
No, how much do you think? Okay, bubble sword. It lights up, it blows bubbles, it's a sword.
I'm going to go with 27.
You are very close. It's $30 whole.
Yes. It's like The Price is Right.
Okay, and it is The Price is Right, because here's another one. A bottled water.
Ooh, those really make me mad.
I got one when I first got there before the kids were there.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have brought my own water.
$5.50.
So close. $5.
Isn't that insane?
For one regular size Dasani?
I feel like, am I just so old? They should be $1. Like water, we need it.
I know. What? So that was wild to me. But yeah, it was a good time. And Mason and I hung out a little longer. Like I said, Dippin' Dots.
Mm-hmm.
We headed home.
Did you pack your own lunch too?
I'm more of a snacker. You know
Yeah,
me.
so you were fine.
So I just put like a couple bags of chips and like a couple of extra things in Mason's lunch. So I didn't have to like carry my own.
Yeah, just to get you...
Because I knew the teacher was going to have a cooler full of all the lunches.
Right.
So I just added mine to his.
What did he think about the bus?
He liked it. I think he knows what's up with a bus now. The curiosity's gone. He's not asking me to ride a bus to school every day.
I know. After Henry's first field trip, because he wanted to ride the bus so badly, it was like to the pumpkin patch, but it was 30 minutes away, kind of like back roads-ish. Yeah, I never heard a peep out of him again about riding a bus.
Yeah.
That one got him.
Because, Mason thought I was a liar because the high school bus comes to my neighborhood, but the elementary doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I tell him the bus doesn't come to our neighborhood, he does not believe me.
I mean...
He's like, I see them.
I can't blame him.
I was like, yes, but those are for big kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, I think they would come for me if you told them I needed it. I was like, no, they really, truly won't.
Nope. Sorry.
But no, the field trip was a good time.
I'm glad you went.
That was my whole thing growing up. Like, I want to go and do these things, like, as a mom.
Right.
I know some moms are like, okay, have a great day at school and don't even know they're doing a field trip.
That's my sister. And she knows it's true, so I'm going to call her out.
But no, I mean, there's parents who really don't know what day that's on. Like, they sign the slip and they're like, oh, that's today. Cool, bye.
Right. Or they really cannot get off of work or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But for me, like, that was a goal in life. So I'm just so happy every time I get to do something like that.
Agreed. I think I've been on all my kids if they'll let me.
Yeah. Did you have to do, like, the volunteer training?
No. We have to sign something and they have to scan our ID. Like, you can't just willy-nilly be walking around. Yeah. But I know that your school does have, like, the meeting that you have to attend.
Yeah, it's just like a 10, 15 minute, like, read over this. They go over the rules verbally. You sign it. You, like, put your driver's license number down, which they've already scanned it in the office. But yeah, it's just, and you have to do it every year.
I was going to say ours has probably changed to something more similar, but Emma's been in middle school a couple of years. Henry, I can't think of a field trip they've had since COVID.
Right.
So I might just not be doing the things anymore because they're not.
Yeah. But the lady said that once you do it, like, since I filled it out at my kid's school, I could go volunteer at other schools.
And just be taking them on field trips?
Yeah, well, I guess, like, across the school system. So, like, if you filled it out at your son's school, you could go
to middle school
has, like, they could just call and check.
Okay, then I'll have you go with Henry.
So, yeah, it was fun. Would do again.
Okay. And then the next day, I still didn't see you because you took Mason to his pulmonology appointment.
I did. So, did I talk about that on here?
So, we definitely talked about how the cardiologist...
Oh, yeah. It was like, yes, his hole is closed in his heart from birth.
And then you were going to go to pulmonology as the next step because of family history.
Yeah. So, family history, me, my little cousin Sammy, our lungs are kind of jacked. So, Mason having any breathing difficulty freaks me out. And I know I'm probably paranoid. And I don't know how many times I told that to the doctor.
Yeah, but you've noticed it.
But I've noticed it, and I've noticed it for a while now. So, we went to Vandy, and, just being somewhere for your kid, for his lungs, like, when I have a lung condition myself, I was freaking out, like, crawling in my skin to be there. I was like, he cannot have something wrong with his lungs. Like, just, like, what am I doing? Fake news, got to get out of here. Nothing's wrong with his lungs. Like, it cannot be.
Yeah.
Like, I was just trying so hard to stay externally calm.
I mean, usually through your text, I can tell when something's wrong. And I didn't know if something was wrong or if you were just blacking it out. Like, I knew if you got the bad news that day, like, I don't know what would happen to you.
Yeah, I don't either. So yeah, they took us back, weight, height, and they did a pulmonary function test on him. It's the same little glass box they make me get in, the same type of procedure. I also go to like Vandy's adult clinic, so even the birthday cake graphic on the screen that you have to like try to blow out all the candles, same.
You're like, seen it.
I'm like, well, the adults get the same as the children.
Yep.
So he had a few different rounds in the breathing test, and when we got done, we went to a separate room, waited on the provider. Provider comes in, she's talking to me like, what are his symptoms, family history. So I'm filling her in on all of that, and she's like, okay. I even went back and told her, I was like, the pediatrician had thought maybe like some type of childhood asthma or asthma in general. We've tried albuterol. We've tried albuterol before activity. We've tried, several different things. We've done the cardiologist. We've done the ENT. Now we're here. And she was like, yeah. She was like, so his results from his breathing test today, they are on the very low end of normal. She was like, now there's a few things, like a few ways this could look that would indicate certain conditions. His does not really narrow it down necessarily. She's like, but I can tell you based off his breathing on this is not asthma, which I have a lung condition, so I know a little bit about these breathing tests, but I don't know enough to be like, okay, yeah, you're right. That doesn't look like asthma.
Right.
I'm not a doctor. I was like, okay. But then I got more nervous because I was like, best case scenario, it's asthma. And we take some different meds or an inhaler.
Yeah, and then you took asthma off the table.
And then that's off the table. So she was like, Mason's also had pneumonia twice. She's like, I think what we're going to do today is we're going to send him down for a chest x-ray just to make sure, like, get a baseline x-ray with no pneumonia, because he's had x-rays on file there from when he has had it. But also, like, make sure there's no scarring. Make sure his lungs are the right size for his height and age. I was like, hadn't thought about your lungs just stalling.
Right.
I was like, okay. She was like, and just see if, kids are, especially boys, are rough and tough. Like, has he injured himself? Does he have a rib that's been broken and healed funny and it's compressing on his lungs can't expand as much? I was like, okay.
Okay, so the x-ray was going to show all of these
possibilities.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. She was like, now, assuming the x-ray is good, I'm going to go ahead and put in an order for an exercise test, if that's okay with you. I was like, okay. She was like, I just definitely think these results from the breathing test do warrant further investigation. She didn't say it in like an alarming way, but like a glad you're here type of way.
Yeah, like we're not just going to leave this here without
especially
else.
Since we've checked off cardiology already. She asked if I had any genetic testing done with my stuff, which I have had. I can't tell you what all I've had done, actually. And she was like, genetic testing might be something we want to look into, because my little cousin Sammy, her condition, she has HHT. So, and I don't know what that stands for other than the first H is hereditary.
Right.
So just because I don't have the gene for HHT, I might be a carrier of the gene.
Okay.
I don't know if I am or not. I don't know if Vandy's looked into it that far with genetic testing, or just like I don't have it moving along. So she said genetic testing might be somewhere down the line for him to see. And the exercise test for him, I was like, yeah, if you think that's what we need to do. She was like, so he would walk/jog on a treadmill. Do you think he could do that? I was like, probably. I mean, he can pretty much walk on the ceiling.
Yeah, I think he's good.
I think so. And so she's like, we're going to try to induce one of these times where he is short of breath so that we can catch real measurements. I was like, okay, sounds good. And I was like, is this like a cardiopulmonary exercise? She's like, no. I was like, okay, because
So no mask.
No mask. She's like, he'll do the treadmill until his heart rate gets to a certain point. Then we'll pull him off and we'll check right when he gets off, 2 minutes after he gets off, like 5 minutes, 12 minutes, 24 minutes when he gets off, and see what his recovery's like and what his breathing's doing.
Have you told him he's going to do this yet?
He was in the room.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
He's smart. He knows what's going on. And she asked him, do you think you could run on a treadmill? And he was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Don't be silly. So I'm waiting to hear when we're getting that scheduled.
Okay, so they haven't called for that yet.
Not yet.
But you got the x-ray results
The
back.
x-ray was perfectly fine.
Okay, so great.
Great. But at the same time, I'm like, but what is it?
Yeah.
Because now
did she go over that? Could it be nothing?
She never said that. Mm-hmm. She did not say that. She didn't say it was definitely something. She wasn't like, oh, something's definitely going on here.
Right.
But she never said it could be nothing. She didn't really give me an answer to like, oh, you're fine.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm just like, okay, is running just hard for him? Mm-hmm. Like, I remember as a child, running sucked for me. Like, I had to stop and catch my breath. I felt all this pressure in my chest. Now, looking back at my life, this was probably brewing my entire life.
Right, it could have.
So, I'm hoping that's not the case for him. However, if something's going on, I want to know about it in any aspect with my kids.
Yeah, and you're on top of it. And
so, yeah, I don't really know what to expect. She didn't give me other options for like a diagnosis that she thinks are probable. So, we're just going to one test at a time, I guess.
Okay, so what are we praying for Mason? That nothing is wrong? Obviously, but is there anything specific?
Either that nothing is wrong or that it has a somewhat simple fix.
Okay.
Because my condition does not. Mm-hmm. Sammy's condition does not. So if it could be one that somebody in the family doesn't already have. If it could be...
These are taken.
These are taken. He needs his own.
Yeah. Simple or nothing.
Simple or nothing. I'm like, tell me it's allergies. Tell me it's running. Tell me, I don't know what.
Right.
I don't know if eventually she would want to test for what I have. I don't want that. Mm-hmm. Just because it's the right heart cath.
Right.
And I don't feel like he's severe enough for me to like put him through that.
Right, to push for that.
And the estimates on his echo were completely normal.
Okay.
Which I know they're estimates, but my estimate said 83, which is bad. And my heart cath said no, 36.
Interesting.
So if his echo is saying he's fine, he's probably fine.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep going through these steps.
So I'll just keep y'all posted.
Yeah. Okay, well, on a lighter note.
Yeah.
How was
please.
Fall Festival?
Fall Festival was fun. I liked it. So when I was a kid, I went to the same school my kids go to.
And so did I.
And so did you. Mm-hmm. And, you went, like, in the school and you went to all the different classrooms. Well, not all, but a lot of the classrooms.
Yes, and they had games.
And, like, a cake wall.
Yes.
And games and tickets or tokens or something. So it was a lot different than when I was little. And you just paid $10 when you got there. But then once you were there, like, all the games were free. You didn't have to buy tickets or pay to play.
Oh, that's nice. You don't have to keep up with it.
Yeah. So you just paid $10. You were in. They had 2 inflatables there.
Nice.
That got you on the inflatables for the whole night as much as you wanted. They had like a giant double slide. Mm-hmm. And then like the obstacle course you want.
Oh, yeah.
So that was super fun. I felt like that alone was worth more than $10 to me.
And that's raising money for y'all's school, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Like the $10, yeah.
Right. I don't know if it's raising money or even just to cover the cost of renting the inflatables or buying all the things to do. Mm-hmm. So there weren't any prizes, which I never remember like getting a prize when I went to a fall festival.
I feel like if I was in like, one of the little games and I got a piece of candy, like, oh,
right,
yeah.
That was the prize.
Right.
Or like a slappy hand or a slap bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
So no prizes here. They got a ticket and they could use those tickets to vote for their favorite pumpkin that was decorated.
Oh, that's cute.
It was cute. But then like if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Mm-hmm. They had a hayride. So
I love
cute.
a hayride.
Listen. So they drove all around the back of the school. And I guess one of the neighbors, it's actually the house like I used to live by. Mm-hmm. Dude put on the Michael Myers mask and had a knife and a light and like was on the other side of the fence and made it like a spooky one. So we went past it, looped around, came back by it, and he had a ladder at that point over the fence. And everybody's like, there's a ladder.
Oh my gosh, how cute is he?
He like climbed over the ladder and the tractor stopped. He got on the tractor and like with his knife, Remy freaked.
I would too.
She freaked. And Mason was like, that's not a real knife. That's plastic. I can see it now.
I know now we're good.
We are okay. And so he just hopped off and like went back in his fence. But
that's so fun.
So cute. Yeah. Remy. And then at the very end of the night, we were like, what was y'all's favorite part? Remy said the tractor. I was
I
like,
bet.
it was not.
While you're crying.
You were screaming. Anyway, so hayride, inflatables.
Did everybody dress up?
I mean, not everybody.
Half and half?
Yeah, my kids both dressed up because they wanted to. Some of the older kids, you know.
I know.
So,
I have one of them.
You do. They had some outside games, inside games, but only in the gym.
That's nice, though.
Yeah. I'm like, that probably, like, really is better for the classrooms to not have to be so disrupted.
Right, and set up all that stuff in there. And, you know,
Yeah.
the teachers already have so much to do. Like,
Right. After school on a Friday, I'm sure the last thing they want is to, like, rearrange their rooms.
I know it's so fun they do that for the kids, but when you think about the teachers staying all day long.
And then all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doing all that.
So they did have a trunk or treat there. It was super cute. They got candy and stuff. We had some food trucks. Mm-hmm. So
What'd y'all have? Because we had Gray Smoke.
we had, I think it's Nathan's hot dogs.
Okay.
Hot dogs.
And we had Bondi Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
So we had some good ones.
Those are some good ones. We had the ice cream truck, like
Oh,
Marie's
yeah.
ice cream truck with the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And then we had, what else did we have? We had something else, but I didn't go to it or read the sign.
I didn't get anything. I would have loved something from both of those places, but our trunk or treat, which was the same night as yours, I mean, packed.
Yeah.
Packed. I don't know if they invite, like, people invite other people or it's just the students, but seeing it all in one spot. So they do the trunk or treat as well and just do it in the car circle. Mm-hmm. And the line is just
Long.
wow.
Yeah.
But the weather was good to stand outside in line. I told Henry, like, if you want to get candy, then you can't be too cool to dress up.
Right.
But then he put on, like, a ski mask. I was like, what's that? He was like, I could be a robber. I was like, I guess.
I guess so.
But then, and this is obviously my first year with an older boy, like, Emma usually participates. But all the moms that I saw who had older boys was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, it's not just me. Like, I was feeling a little guilty. But
Just the time.
so they had on, like, all black, him and his friend, and a ski mask. I was like,
Okay.
great.
Good.
A robber.
Did y'all pay to get into yours?
So we don't have to pay to get in, but they ask us to donate candy.
They did ask us for that too.
Yeah. So we donated candy, of course, and I believe all of the teachers are somewhat required to do the trunk or treat. Because in the past, I think it's hard for them to get volunteers. But they were, I mean, they all killed it. They did so good. Like, all their themes, and they were all dressed up. The principal, all of them are out there.
Love it.
I know. So Henry got to see all his teachers. A couple of friends went. I am one of the people that invites outsiders
Yeah.
because I took Courtney and her kids and they don't go there. But it was a good time. And I was like, Henry, you have to do this for me because it's your last one.
Yeah.
And another one of the moms there, she has 3 little kids. She's like, I was dreading this all day. And I'm like, I couldn't wait.
I know.
She texted me the next day and she was like, I'm sorry, you really put it into perspective. I was like, no, I get it. You've got 3 little kids.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And even just like, where are you in the line? Because they're running around talking to their friends. And then it gets dark. And then,
Then really, where are you?
yeah. So I get it. That didn't offend me at all.
Yeah, I feel like I was so excited to go.
Yeah.
Like you said, was looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I talked to some people and they're like, oh, what are you doing today? And I was like, oh, we have Fall Festival tonight.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, joy.
You're like, no.
And I'm like, oh, well, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, well, good for you. Like, glad I don't have to do that anymore. It was somebody whose kids were older and grown.
I mean, I get it that you've been there, done that, but also don't you miss it a little? I guess I can see both sides, but
no,
she doesn't miss it.
She doesn't miss it. I think she probably felt the same when she had to do it.
okay.
But that just makes me like, I'm still so excited.
Yeah.
I want to go because I remember going and having fun.
So much fun.
And I want that for my kids.
I was still excited. I know what I'm getting when I get there. I know there's going to be a long line. I know there's going to be
Parking's
crazy
gonna be
kids.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just part of it. Like, I'm not expecting to get in and out in 20 minutes and, like, let's roll.
No, I'm there for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I told Jarrett I wanted to be there at 5 and leave at 7, and that is what we did.
Oh, good. You got the whole experience.
I did. I was just like, I don't want to, like, go for 30 minutes.
No.
I want to, like, do the whole thing.
Did y'all eat there?
Yeah, we got the food truck food.
Okay.
We got the hot dog.
So your kids like hot dogs.
Yeah.
I got to tell you what Emma did.
What'd she do?
So I didn't have her the night of trunk or treat. I mean, I did. She was supposed to be with me, but she made plans with friends. I was so sad because I wanted her to come to trunk or treat with me.
Have fun with me.
But her friend had several people over to do like, you know, fun fall stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Why don't I think of that when I love all this stuff, but I don't think of inviting 4 or 5 people over to do fun stuff. So I'm glad that mom did.
Yeah.
That mom also came to y'all's fall festival and then had 4 girls over. I was like,
Wow.
you're out here killing it.
Killing it.
She said, and I washed my hair today. I was like,
Oh.
takes the
Okay.
cake. She did it all.
Mom of the year.
Yes, I told her she was the fun mom. So she took them to the haunted car wash.
Where was that?
So I think it's at a Screaming Eagle, possibly.
Okay.
By the mall.
Okay.
You know, I've never looked into such because I'm too scared.
Yeah.
And so I think I checked in at one point, or I maybe just sent Emma pictures of like what she was missing with us.
And she was like, don't
She
care.
didn't answer. But then she sent me videos of the car wash. Okay, this is like a small SUV, and these 4 girls are all in the middle. They cannot fit in the middle, but they're all in the middle for the experience. The video she sends me, they're all so far on one side of the car. I was like, how? Like 4 people in one seat. But her friend, whose idea it was the most scared.
That's how it goes.
And was like, turn your volume down, screaming. And like I said, I've never been to one, so I didn't know this, but they can get in your car. Emma sent me the video of a clown, a scary clown, opening
In
the
the
door
car?
and getting in the car next to them.
Oh.
So I guess you're in line first, so it's dry, right?
Okay.
They're in and out.
Uh-huh.
This mom window locked the
So
windows
when you
down.
said scary car wash, I'm like, what, you like drive through and there's like people on the sides and they're like red soap, so blood's pouring on you? Like, that's
Yes.
what I had in my mind.
Well, I think that is the inside because
Okay.
Emma was like, they were on the inside too getting wet and try to open our door. I was like, what? So it's $25, but you do get a car wash as well and scared. So I think it's the bikers who
That's a
care.
markup for the scared.
Bikers who scare, if you will.
Yeah.
So she said she wasn't that scared and that she would go back. I said, I'm just glad your first experience wasn't with me because them getting in my car, I did not think that was allowed.
No, you would freak.
And the mom window locked the windows down so that they could not roll them up so that people could scare them. I was like, oh my God. And Emma said, then they reached in and unlocked the door. I was like, no. No. I'm so glad you went with somebody else. And then I made the mistake of showing Henry and his friend. And they were like, let's go right now. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
ew, no. I
Not
was
in
like,
my car.
I said, we've already done our thing tonight. It's
Yeah.
8:30. Makeup is already off. And I'll cry.
And I'm not doing it.
Cannot do it. I was like, you can ask your mom, knowing good and well she wasn't going to say yes at 8:30 at night.
No.
But yeah, all the girls that were screaming and crying said they would do it again.
Wow. That is something.
I know.
People are creative.
I know. I was like, that's really smart.
Yeah.
Really smart. So both my kids had a good,
Time.
fun, scary.
My mom took my kids to like a fall party, Halloween party. I don't know. What day was that? Saturday. And they got to like, inflatables, all the same stuff, but they got to do that and they had a lot of fun out there. And then Sunday we went to my great aunt. Her church had like a trunk or treat. It was like a 1 hour thing, like 4 to 5. But it was super cute. Like each car had treats or candy or whatever to give out, and then they also had a game to play right beside their car.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Like fishing for
Yes.
a gift bag,
Oh, yes.
and then
Love
like
it.
ping pong balls set up on golf tees, and you had to shoot them off with a water gun.
I would want to do that.
Yeah, and then you throw toilet paper into a toilet.
Yes.
I mean, it was some good stuff.
Love it.
Frisbee into a bucket, the classics.
Those are good.
Yeah.
We missed our church fall festival because we were in Owensboro for Henry's final
Yes.
fall ball tournament.
We're done now.
We are finished. I'm ready for a break. I always say that.
Do you feel like it's the holidays once that stops?
Yes, because we were driving home last night and it's already so dark so early.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this weekend will be
time change.
I know. I told Mom, I don't like cold weather at all, but I do like the seasons change. I don't like dark at 4.
No one likes dark at 4. No one does.
Yeah. So that's what's
we're
coming.
putting up a poll. Do you like dark at 4?
If one person says they do, who are they?
Unsubscribe. This is not the podcast for you.
No, but for real. So I do feel like now everything's going to take a pause.
Yeah.
That we're finished with baseball. But we went out on a high note. He got 3 doubles.
Yes.
We got to bring our ring home for second place out of the whole tournament.
Not 8th place.
Not 8th place of silver bracket. No, we were in the gold bracket.
Like true second place.
True second place.
That's awesome.
And the rings are always themed. So it was a Halloween scary.
And they got to dress up. You said last time.
Yes, we did
he
dress
do the
up.
mini?
Yep, they all did it.
I'm like, is he
and-
going to put this on?
Oh, it was on.
Okay.
And since we won our games on Saturday, the coach was like, but do you want to wear your jerseys again? I'm like, ew. So we were Minions 2 days in a row. Henry already smelled. We're just in a hotel. Like, of course I've got clean underwear and stuff, but like,
Right.
I'm not washing your Minions jersey. I'm just not. You're just going to go dirty. But
Yeah, to do the exact same thing.
the exact same thing, which he doesn't care. But I was
Good.
like, ooh, spray yourself with some deodorant.
Yeah.
But then their ride home, 2 hours in the car with him double smelly.
Roll that window down.
I remember J-Mom telling me that, and I was like, all I could think about was her the whole way home. Yep, disgusting. But he knocked out, Emma knocked out, and Mom's like, well, I don't smell it. I'm like, lucky.
Good for you.
If he moved in his seat, I was like, well,
Caught a whiff.
yes. Yeah, so we ended on a good note. I'm happy about that.
Good. And what are y'all doing for Halloween? Is that your holiday, Michael's?
It's Michael's day of the week,
Oh, okay.
but it's my Halloween.
I hate that for y'all.
I know, it's just...
A funky situation.
Yeah, but they're older, so I'm like, what do y'all want to do? Like,
Right.
I'm not going to be like...
They're trying to be with their friends at this point.
Exactly. So that's what they both want to do, and they both want to do it in Michael's neighborhood, which is great. It's a smaller neighborhood. Feel good about that. But Emma was like, but are you coming? I was like, do you want me to come? Like, because you actually want me to? Like, I will not be sad
Yeah.
just because it's bunny ears, my Halloween. She was like, no, I really do want you to come and walk around.
You better go, because I don't know if
I'm
that's going to
going.
last next year.
I am
She
there.
will be 14 next year. She
know.
will be in high school.
I know. I don't even know if she'll want to do it.
Yeah. I wanted to still walk around, but I dropped Mom a long time ago.
I know. That's why I was like, you don't have to do it just if you feel bad. But
Yeah.
I'm going. She requested my presence.
Go.
I'll be there.
Are you dressing up?
I have been a bat before because it was a warm coat. So I'm going to check the weather. I don't
Okay.
mind to participate.
This is like the one time you check the weather, isn't it?
Yes. Victoria's always having to tell me if something's
I'm
coming.
like, hey, it's going to be 40 degrees tonight.
I'm like, oh. No, yeah, I will check it for that because I'm going to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Any other time, I'm never outdoors, so it doesn't matter.
You're cold inside anyway.
And y'all will just go around your neighborhood?
We'll go around my neighborhood. I mean, I have a really good neighborhood for this. Kids
good.
love it. And then Friday is going to be a struggle for everyone, right?
I know.
Oh, well.
I've heard
I
people...
just hate that, like, Thursday, Halloween, Friday, complete crap show, I'm sure.
And then time change.
Then time change, more crap show. Like, woo!
Squeezing it all in.
It doesn't stop.
I've heard people ask to switch Halloween to the weekend. Like every year I think it gets brought up, but it's never happened.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm a celebrate on the day type of person.
Me too.
So I would not personally want that. I see why it would be easier.
Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, if you move it up to the weekend before, it's still going to be Halloween on a Thursday.
Right.
So I'm fine with it how it is.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, it's just part of it.
Yeah. Eat a bunch of candy and see if you can sleep.
And then we're going to change the time.
Okay, y'all are all caught up, but don't forget to follow our Instagram page. We are going to post a giveaway really soon, and we don't want you to miss it. And don't forget to be subscribed to our Spotify and our Apple podcast channels. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.